Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now I know sometimes it feels like we don't make any progress at all in this culture war, but I assure you we are making progress and we are going to win this. And Exhibit A is this right here. This amazing little clip, this tweet from Camille Paglia Stan, simply saying Cate Blanchett being absolutely based and dragging gender and identity and race politics in her new dramatic role in the film Tar. This does not win her the next Academy Award. I will effing scream. So without further ado, let's just watch this clip and get into it. Now I'm going to pause it maybe at different points and make some commentary. So just be prepared.
You play really well. But nowadays, white, male, cis composers, just not my thing.
Don't be so eager to be offended.
Okay, so I love this. She's asking for his opinion. But the issue is he didn't give his opinion. He gave the narrative, right? He gave the, well, I'm not into white, male, cisgender people now. I mean...
One of us.
Look, they don't know any better.
Well, what would you suggest?
What kind of fucking answer is that? She was asking him, what do you think of Bach? Honestly, this guy lived so long ago, we don't have a lot of certainty about his personal life and what his actual predilections were. Now, maybe we do know some of that, but honestly, we can never know truly and fully. I mean, we know he was friggin' German, so we know he's white, but, you know, so what? Like, you know, a healthy portion of the world is white, a healthy portion of the world is not white. You know, is that how you're going to judge people? And she fucking calls him out on this shit too. So let's continue.
The narcissism of small differences leads to the most boring conformity.
So basically what she's saying here is, look, when you fucking judge people based on these little tiny differences between us, like skin color or what your sexual preference is, you basically become an NPC like everyone else. She's fucking calling him out saying, you know what, you're a fucking retarded NPC.
I guess Edgar Varese is okay. I mean, no, like, Arcana, anyway.
Oh, well, then you must be aware that Varese once famously stated that jazz was a Negro product exploited by the Jews.
Well, she's taking this wonderful thing that he has about, you know, again, gender, race, and identity politics and throwing it back in his face where, like, oh, well, you like this guy? Well, guess what that guy said, right? So he said offensive shit. Look, everybody has said offensive shit at some point in time in their life. And you really can't judge people who lived in entirely different times by our modern standards. I mean, you can say, look, these people were ignorant. They had ignorant thoughts and ideas about race. That's fine. That's a perfectly valid comment. There were probably most of them, many of them, probably held ideas and thoughts and opinions that we would find offensive today. Like, who fucking cares what some guy thought on that topic years ago? You can comment on it and say it was ignorant, but like, don't basically dismiss everything that everyone has done based on a few ignorant ideas that they had, because honestly, we all are ignorant about something. We all will have an ignorant idea around something, and if you dismiss the actual actions and other thoughts and ideas of people who have legitimate points just because they hold some incorrect idea, then you basically need to dismiss all of humanity. Just get rid of it all right now, because that's what you're doing. Because nobody is perfect.
Didn't stop Jerry Goldsmith from ripping him off for his Planet of the Apes score. It's kind of a perfect insult, don't you think? But you see, the problem with enrolling yourself as an ultrasonic epistemic dissident is that if Bach's talent can be reduced to his gender, birth country, religion, sexuality, and so on, then so can yours.
And that's an excellent point, right? At the end of the day, if you want to boil other people down to a few check boxes, then eventually that will be turned against you and you will be boiled down to check boxes. And the thing is these check boxes, what's cool today and what's cool tomorrow, that will change. The edgy thing, the cool thing to be, if that can change in a decade, it changes actually much faster than that, then where are you going to be 10 years from now? I mean, if this kid is like literally, 18, 19, 20 years old, and a decade from now, he's basically uncool anymore, or anything that he's done within that decade will be completely dismissed, and his entire future career could be completely dismissed because he's the wrong color brown, right? Or he has the wrong religion, or who knows what. This is why this kind of bigotry and prejudice, no matter how you frame it, is not okay. And that's exactly what the woke side does. They basically embrace a form of bigotry and prejudice by saying we're going to dismiss people who aren't these checkboxes.
Now, someday, Max, when you go out into the world and you guest conduct for a major or minor orchestra,
yeah, like when you get a real fucking job and you live in the real fucking world,
you may notice that the players have more than light bulbs and music on their stands. They will also have been handed rating sheets, the purpose of which is to rate you.
Interesting. Yes. At the end of the day, we will all be judged in a professional way, and that's fine. But then when you are judged professionally, how do you want to be judged?
What kind of criteria would you hope that they would use to do this?
Exactly.
Your score reading and stick technique or something else?
And that's exactly on point with what I was just saying. How do you want to be judged in the future? How does this guy want to be judged 10 years from now when he's acting in a professional capacity? He is a great conductor, but someone dismisses it because he's, from Argentina instead of Venezuela. And that could be it, right? Because who knows in the future what's going to be the cool thing, the cool checkbox to have. None of us do. Which is why any judgment of people based on race, religion, skin color, identity, sexual preference, even political persuasion, it's all idiotic.
All right, everyone. Using Max's criteria, let's consider Max's thing. In this case, Anna Thorvaldsdottir. Now, can we agree on two pieces of observation? One, that Anna was born in Iceland, and two, that she is, in a Waldorf teacher kind of way, a super hot young woman. Show of hands. All right, now let's turn our gaze back to the piano bench up there and see if we can square how any of those things possibly relate to the person we see seated before us.
So again, like another great observation here that you can have box work here, and then you have the person who's playing it. And does it diminish or enhance the work of a certain composer or musician because they check boxes? What if the original person who wrote that music didn't check the right boxes, but the person who's playing it now checks the cool boxes now? I mean, how do you judge this, right? That's just what I'm getting from this scene right here. Valid observation. Going back and saying, look, that Bach was a cis white gender male like guy, that how does that have anything to do with his music, and how does that have anything to do with this person who is playing his music? How do you use that criteria to make a judgment now? Are you judging his music then? I mean, his music should be judged basically on the music itself and how the reactions that it elicits in people, and how it makes us feel, how it moves us, how much we enjoy it. And that's the same thing for the person who plays the music. Their talent, whether it be the composer's talent or the musician's talent or both, that really should be the criteria. It should have nothing to do with this surface level criteria, which is all bigotry and prejudice. And I love how the snowflake
Where are you going?
gets fucking hurt. Fuck him. I realize it's just a scene, but it's perfect.
And you?
So he calls her a fucking bitch. All right. So he doesn't have any valid response because he knows that she's fucking obliterated his narrative.
You are a robot. I mean, unfortunately, the architect of your soul appears to be social media.
So I love that comment there about you're a robot and the architect of your soul seems to be social media. So look, here's the thing. I do love Cate Blanchett, of course, near and dear to my heart for her portrayal of Galadriel, which was fantastic. She is a fantastic actress. And I am amazed that this kind of social commentary is being made in a film. This is absolutely very appropriate social commentary. And the fact that this is going on and that she's involved with it, that's pretty amazing. Now, if you think that that doesn't mean that something is happening, I don't know what to tell you. If this, to me, shows that there is a shift going on in the narrative, in what is acceptable and what is cool, and this blind devotion that people have to wokeism and all of this gender and identity and race-related politics and ideation of people over such things. I mean, you're literally worshiping people because they have the right gender or the right identity of some sort or the right race. That's disgusting. That's bigotry and prejudice. It really is. When you exalt a certain group above all others because they have the right checkboxes, you are no better than these people, these most disgusting people who have lived throughout history and did the same thing and used certain checkboxes to round people up and do horrible things to them. And keep in mind, the reason why they did that is because they idolized people who fit other checkboxes. They idolized those people and exalted them above all others and said, these people are the perfect people because these checkboxes. So anytime you do that, the other side of the coin is that you diminish the rest of humanity. You diminish people who don't meet those checkboxes just because they're different. And when you do that, that's bigotry and prejudice. There's no two ways about it. That's simply what it is. And it means you are a bigot then. You are some sort of ist, right? And you are the actual phobe because you can't square other people who are different from what you consider to be perfect. Nobody is perfect. All right, that's my thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I think the fact that this is in a film in this day and age is a sign that the tide is turning. But you let me know your thoughts in the comments below. In the meantime, you want to continue to support this channel, then please click the like, share, and subscribe buttons. We're currently sitting at 813 subscribers. That's the current count. And I do want to thank our newest subscribers, Donald McDonald, Zaid115, and Matthew Quinn. And thank you to all the existing subscribers. Without you, this channel cannot continue. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Hope you enjoyed this topic. That's all I have for now, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.